of me playing the the FIDE Master rather, and good games. You know, I learned a lot from those, and I'll be able to look more at them following today. You know, just played them a few minutes ago, so I haven't had too much time to look them over yet. But definitely always good to look over those games you play and try to learn how to play better. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do some longer classical games now on Lichess, and we'll see how that goes. Wow, we got an instant game here, and it looks like somebody, maybe Switzerland. This looks like a good matchup actually. This is somebody that is legit. So we'll go ahead and play this guy and take you guys into the action. So thank you so much for being here, and we are off and into a game already on Lichess. And I've begun the game again with 1F4, just like I did against my buddy. So good stuff. Let's get our dashboard opened up over here, just so I can see, you know, how things are going with the stream layout and stuff, or hear things if I hear questions about the sound or something. And of course, I won't be paying attention to the chat too much, but as I take breaks and stuff, I might check out some of the messages that are coming in, just to make sure there's nothing too bad going on with the stream, right? So, all right, cool. So right away, you know, getting these moves in. Remember, we talked about G3, Knight to F6, D5, and Bishop G7. Very, very, very common way to play against this opening. And actually, by doing this right away, my next move is oftentimes to play this pawn forward. So already fighting against that move 2 that I might have had coming, right? So I'm going to play the pawn forward anyway, play my knight out, and then play my bishop behind it. So kind of playing right into the teeth of what they want to do here. But I'm basically saying, like, yeah, you can go ahead and take this, but do you really want to, you know? So and yeah, slightly different playlist as well. We before I was listening to a Harris Heller playlist, but this one's a little bit more, well, a little more upbeat, I guess. The other one's a little bit more quiet, right? Because one day I had more thoughtful, quiet music while I was playing my FN friend. And if you're interested in this other playlist, there you go. And I guess I could update that here as well. I just changed the Spotify playlist to the new one. So there we go. Enjoy, guys. All right, so coming right after me, huh? I think I'm going to play bishop to b2. But here again, we can take a moment and begin considering different moves, right? So why bishop b2? Well, d4 here, if they push again, I'll have pressure back on the bishop. But yeah, I'm going to go here. I'm just going to head out and ready to go, right? I heard a jingle like something might have happened on the stream. I don't have access to know what that is, but that doesn't mean I can't change that. So I guess maybe it would be nice to know some of the alerts and stuff that are going on. Let me open something real quick. So I'll try this and see if it doesn't help out a little bit, and should give me some knowledge about what the heck's happening. It's just a stream labels application. Still want to be polite with you guys, even if I'm not reading the chat while I'm playing. So Olapals hosting me with 1 viewer. Thank you so much, Olapals, for that host. All right, let's see here. Okay, yeah, so it looked like a really exciting move, this d5 thing and coming forward, but just kind of a bluff, like to see if I would maybe not put the bishop there or change my plan somehow, maybe. I believe I'm going to go here next. So now we're kind of more into somewhat familiar lines, but what's changed is, and from talking to Goth Girl, a lot of times d3, knight in behind it, you know, so now my knight may be slightly misplaced here. Although in the bishop d3 variation, yeah, if you put an engine on and analyze it, you will see that in this variation, having the knight on c3 is correct, because the bishop stops the pawn from coming forward. So kind of coming into more familiar territory now, but still something I haven't played enough to be very confident in terms of like how to win or how to play super well with it. So looking just to have a strong pawn structure here and try to play well. So music up a little bit. Boom. This is a fun song. That's one of my favorites of this Harris Heller stuff. That song really, very nice sound, you know. This next one's another favorite. This is the Hydra. The Hydra, which I actually moved up the list. So the playlist is Lone Wolf by Harris Heller, but then the song, the Hydra. A little bit of a fast song, but also a very good one. Okay, so Knight harasses my bishop. And I guess I'll just play back down here. But I have lost a little bit of time, right? Because I responded to that, so. I'm actually considering moving the rook over, so I don't play this move, allowing the knight to attack this pawn. And pawn up is what I'm thinking. This is a good one. The Hydra, as I mentioned, a very, 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 very nice song by Harris Heller. Like it a lot. And I'm really kind of fighting too to get back that time, right? So black with knight to b4 hit my bishop. I lost time going back to e2, and now I'm just trying to get some of that back. Lots of moves can get played here, huh? Let's see what he comes up with. Looks like we both have won one, and we both have drawn one. This is someone I've played close in the past. I won the first game, my opponent won the second game, and the third game we played, we actually tied. So, a little bit of a history with this guy. Check out that YouTube content too, see if how that's going. I'm sure that's making it up there. Of course, all these videos should end up on YouTube now, as the new way I'm streaming, I should have perfectly good content to put up on YouTube always, you know. Oh, did it already post? Wow. Oh, it's still processing. Okay, that makes sense. Cool, video is processing, so that's good. Nice. And castle to guard this pawn. And game continues, right? And now that I've castled, there's a check looming over here, so I want to be really, really careful about not taking this pawn, because you take that pawn and then the check and you drop the rook, right? So I don't expect black to guard that pawn, and see what happens next here. Checks immediately. All right. Of course, I don't want to play the pawn forward there. The knight happily comes in, and that's a fork, guys. So don't want to give the fork. The knight, or the pawn, rather important there. So next move, Cam, I'm considering pawn up and pawn up. So thrust and thrust to be my idea, and get these bishops behind the pawns, helping them go forward with what I'm hoping to be some good effect, you know. So you notice black pawns are more towards the edge of the board, my pawns more towards the center of the board. And as these guys go forward without those pawns to hit all of them, maybe we can get some nice central control. And from that have some kind of attack in the future. And so the rooks are going to come on them, but I still feel like the push and the push is still a good idea. Kind of feeling that being good. Yeah, so I'm going to go here first, and then here second. Just like same plan, doesn't change based on the fact this knight's going to b4 or whatever else it's doing. So that is the plan. And the music might be, hopefully the music's okay for you guys. I don't know, take it up a little bit, but hard to tell just looking at that meter, so I guess I could play it over here too to see what you guys are listening to. Over here. Oh yeah. Kicking right along. Seems good to me. Alright, so let's turn that down and pause that and we'll hit play again. Cool. Nice. Knight in, so wants to give two pieces or get an exchange, right? So I think this is a perfect candidate for giving an exchange, except for the b pawn. That one extra piece has me thinking about maybe giving the queen. Oh, but the b pawn goes anyway. Nice move. So this is really cool. This is a nice play here. This move, right? Because it's not only about the rook, it's also about this weak pawn, right? So somehow that makes it even stronger. And the fact my queen can't leave, but the rook take, also maybe making it stronger as well. Nicely played. Let's just go to a safe square and then capture with the bishop, I guess. Really nice. Yeah, pretty nice play. That was cool. That was a nice move. And that's really what we're playing chess for. We're playing chess to get, reminded of those types of moves, and then hoping that we can take these ideas to over-the-board chess. Over the board where maybe you care more about your rating, and then online a chance to kind of try things out. Oh, that's uncomfortable. She comes in, threatens d2. Okay, well, I'm gonna go here, support f4, have this pawn supported, but he can actually sacrifice a rook, I guess, if they wanted to, right? We'll see what's planned from here, I guess. Very, very, very aggressive play. And good play, too. Kind of fun to watch. Like even being the victim of the attack, it's still fun to watch this game, and important too to learn how to like finish it off, right? So maybe for myself, I look at this game and I go, man, I remember this guy that's really good at attacking the bird opening. How'd that go again? And you can go back and look it over and be like, oh yeah, that's what they did. So you're kind of playing both sides, like the black side for remembering the moves that busted you, and then the white side for what move can I make to improve my side of the game. And both are very important, of course. Because you want to be able to play both sides of the board, play against it and play with it, right? So, well, I guess one good thing is we get a very helpful mating knight off the board with this, possibly. Now he could still, lunge his way in, doesn't have to capture that knight, but if he does take the knight, at least that's like one less piece attacking me at this exact moment. But and one that seems like it'd be very, very helpful for mating attacks on my king. So. But we'll see. Decisions, right? Hey, we got him thinking. That's good. Victory is mine, right? No, this game has definitely gone a little bit rough so far, but we'll see. We'll see what does happen here. Wants that one, huh? Wants to trade down. And this looks to pick up a piece, though, right? Maybe not, though. Yeah, no. Yeah, it does, because the check... Oh, he's got the backside check up here. That's cool. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens here. Kind of a... That'll be interesting, I guess, if he goes that way. Interesting to see what happens here. Oh, yeah, and then that can capture over there. Yeah, I'll just resign. I see now. The bishop's also helping out, though, because I'm moving my pawn forward. I was trying to play against the other guys, but didn't work out. All right, well, while we wait for this game, back to the website. And good games tonight. So 3 losses on stream, but remember, as chess coach Net says, losing is winning in a way, because or losing is learning. That's what he says. Losing is learning, right? Because when you lose the game, it gives you an opportunity to go back and look and see, how could I have played that better? And definitely I'll be looking at those games to see what's going on there. So lots of bird openings today. It's been fun. Maybe for the sake of my rating, maybe I should consider playing things I'm a little bit more solid with. It seems like the bird is still one of those that I have too many holes in my opening, so I'm getting beaten out of the opening in many, many, many games in the bird. Oftentimes with simple moves, just like bishop f5 being enough to kind of bust me. So we've seen, I think, every game where bishop f5 got played, I've lost now. So apparently that is a move against me. And they're also doing a delayed knight to c6, so the combination of those two moves seems to be giving me a lot of trouble. So that's something to look at. Let's see. There, books tab. Match tab. We just had that match tonight against FM Home. This is Seth Homa. He's FIDE Master. Of course, every month, or every bi-monthly, not every month, bi-monthly we'll be playing him, and then monthly we'll be playing my NM buddy as well. So, good stuff. I'm really excited about those events. I think it'll kind of keep me honest with my chess, keep me trying to grow with chess, and obviously if I can play good games against him, play good games against anybody, you know, because he's very, very strong. So, look forward to more matches on stream. And then for now, probably a little bit limited in some of these options we're going to be selecting. But we can also watch tournaments. I found out you can actually watch tournaments on online, and that could be a lot of fun too. We could be like watching some of the Swiss tournaments that are going on Lichess and stuff. Maybe like follow one all the way through, follow the top player in the match, and then just kind of root them to victory the whole time. You know, just choosing one of those kind of randomly. And of course, through choosing it randomly, a good chance of not allowing any opportunity for anyone to take advantage of that knowledge of what I'm doing, right? So, might see some chess with commentary soon, and again, really just focused on the games that are being played. So, and chess itself. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this more pure chess stream. I know other streamers are doing other things on them, but I think this is definitely the way I want to be. And from watching other strong players, I'm not a titled player, but from watching other strong players on streams, it does seem that the vast majority of things that go on are that player playing the game. And obviously, I'm not titled, but I still feel like that is a good way to go with the stream. You know, my own games, my own content, and then not having to respond to as many things, right? So, anyway, that's just my own thought on it, and you guys can have your opinions as well. But thankful you guys are here right now. So. Of course, if oh, that's interesting. Did that not work? I need to work on my. I'll do it manually here. Sorry about that, Johnny. I do see that Johnny D came in with a raid, and I should be celebrating that in a polite way. So let me fix that. Oh, you guys are seeing that, aren't you? Let's go up here. All right, here we go. And there he is. Oh, cool. And he's got me on his stream, of course, because he's hosting me or has rated me. So there you go. Give him a follow if you haven't followed him already. And always good to see my buddy coming over here. So waiting to get waiting to get paired in some more classical. As that way, I think I'm going to grab a couple snacks as I've done in the past. And I just look forward to playing more good quality chess on stream and hopefully meeting more people over time. So. And for now, I think mini muffins. Mini muffins are going to be the winner for now. So a couple of these little, guess you guys over here, little bites, like the little micro muffins. But you can make them look big on stream. So little muffin here. If I put it way up there, it's like a very big blueberry muffin, right? Oh, they're just bite size. I should really create a classical page. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I should create like a classical component on this thing to have it show. We do have this thing where I'm playing chess, obviously, but yeah, new tabs are always fun. So we have the music tab, which I guess I could show you that too. Maybe more interesting to see the music right now. And that playlist, of course, is available in the chat too. Make sure this is linking to the right one. But that should open up Spotify. Yep, that's the right playlist. So there you go. If you're interested in having that one, it's right there. And for whatever reason, it's just been taking a little bit longer to get paired. So once I do, we'll play another game. Maybe I should do those. Just move the games to YouTube for Lichess, because because I could wait a lot longer to get the pairings, and then maybe do more of like a rapid chess.com thing a lot more often with you guys. Because chess.com rapid is getting paired really quickly in comparison. So I'll probably hang out here for another few minutes, and then if we don't hit with this, then we'll definitely switch back over to rapid on chess.com. You know, I don't think Lichess is necessarily dying, but the longer time controls on here, maybe with people using assistance or abusing the policies on Lichess, it's too prevalent, so people don't want to play long games, but I'm not getting any hits on this. It's too bad. So yeah, I'll update my title, and I'll just put chess.com rapid chess. I see that took in the title there, so good. And then I'll just switch playing formats, and we'll see if we can get a game on the other platform, right? So worth a try. Do anything with this overlay? I don't think so. And thank you for the follow there. All right, we got a game here with D4. And now to consider how to play against this, right? A couple rough games earlier tonight. One of them against my FM buddy, and he played 1d4 and got a really good game against me. So we'll venture into an opening and see what happens. Kind of leaning towards Benoni, and so Benoni begins with 2c5, and after d5 e6. But after d5 we can also venture Banco as well. Tempting to take here, but we do not necessarily have to take there. So I'm just going to play this move and wait. And bishop out. Challenge this knight, and then I'm going to capture the b pawn. So if the knight was to take my knight, I would capture b pawn, and decide just to leave it there though. Okay. a6. When we're looking at where the pieces want to go, I'm just taking away an active square, and also considering the idea of maybe queen to c7 at some point in the future. We're having control of that square will help me not be hit by the knight with the queen, knight hitting the queen there. Of course, there's also this move, but that move would actually be fine with queen on c7 because we have e5, with a fork. So but he goes back. All right, and now we just continue development then. So the knight no longer pressuring my knight, so that's only one attacker instead of two. And this is an awfully strong piece, so I would not expect white. I would expect white to give the bishop for the knight here, for multiple reasons, right? Strengthens my center, so that makes it kind of bad. Would also weaken the king side, that'd make it kind of bad. And also it's not clear that my knight was really defending or helping anything. Certainly it could be active in the future, but not really attacking anything that can't be defended either, so no real good reason to want to exchange for that at this moment. Alright, just a natural developing move here, bishop d7, and maybe rook to c8. Idea is putting pressure on this pawn and also the knights that are piled up here. But nothing too concrete yet in the position that we're really playing for, just putting our pieces on good squares. And this pawn formation also, if you just look at where the pawns are, they oftentimes tell you where to put your pieces. So, bishop coming into here, and the other bishop coming into there, natural behind the pawns. Bishops work well with pawns this way, so you want to have the pawns and the bishops both working to control different squares and protecting one another somehow. Alright, so wants to use d5 and tempt the move e6 to weaken my d6 pawn. And also, you can even just see very natural moves like knight in, bishop out, and b6 is hit in a good way, right? So, white rather, getting some really good squares. So, and that's where I lost the other game I played a minute ago. I actually had given this square and thought it was under control because I had knight on d7, but then my knight ventured off and things got really tough, right? So, okay. Trying to see how fast that pressure, that bishop e3 idea might hit really fast, and consider if I should just play e6 right now, or take the knight first and then play e6. But I do notice that, like I said, d6 will be really, really, really weak after that, so not the easiest decision to do that. Or I can just leave things and play like a move like this and say, you know, I'm gonna attack c4 and try to have that be something behind it, and then play bishop to c6. But then my own knight can have trouble, so I have to like play with like knight to e5, bishop to c6, knight back to d7, helping to control this square in the future. So I think I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna go here, attack this guy, and then play him there as a bit of a plan, I guess. And he decides to exchange immediately. And then the way to recapture, right? So bishop takes knight d5, bishop back to g7. Takes time, but keeps my pawn structure more healthy, right? So I think healthy pawn structure is probably a good thing to have here, so I'm going to take with the bishop. And then take the time to put the bishop back on that square, so. Alright, so at the end of the day, we still threaten this pawn. Good news. And also a lazy move. A lazy move like this could meet knight checking the king, bishop takes rook, right? So definitely when you're playing the game of chess, don't get lazy in your defense. It can be really upsetting when you're like, ah, seriously? You know, very, very easy to make those kind of mistakes. But also if you see those tactics, you might see a way to play against it. So if you have some kind of check or something else to, you know, if you get both of these pieces, if you got both of them for the rook, absolutely, good job, you know? But if you only get one of them, not nearly as good, right? So definitely want to focus on trying to get both there. I guess another way too, I could also just take on c4. So instead of using the check and then taking the rook and maybe having the bishop on a worse square, I could actually take here, move that pawn to a weak square, and then, you know, have the rook. I mean, he's not gonna. Oh, it depends how they play it, I guess, right? But you just have that. I guess one forces the exchange, the other one you just win a pawn, but the pawn might be enough, actually. It might be enough to have a really good game, and that's what we try to do in chess is, you know, play to the point where maybe a pawn is enough. And if you decided to stop by today, thank you very much. And again, I'm trying to work, as our stream has struggled to have chat that was polite, I guess. I've kind of moved into this new idea of I'm just going to create YouTube content on stream, and I'll have you guys there, and I'll explain my moves as I go, but you guys will have like live, instant knowledge of some of the things I'll be sharing on YouTube. And then I'll also try to get a lot more matches. So I'll be reaching out to FM, IM, GM friends of mine, and trying to schedule events with them where I can play games against them, and of course have their wonderful play as well to show you guys on stream to help all of us kind of grow and learn together. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and I think as a streamer, that's part of what you need to do. You got to always consider like how things are changing and what's going to make your stream be positive, what's going to help you grow with the game that you're playing. Twitch, you know, it's about gaming and such, also about community. But if you're getting to the point where you can't really even play your game anymore because someone is, you know, doing inappropriate things on your stream, it's probably time to take some control. And if you guys have questions about all of the ways I've taken control of my stream, I'd be very, very happy to share that with you. Quite a range of things are happening here, so I decided not to limit the scope or amount of ways that I would try to control my stream. And so that's why you guys might find yourself talking without much response today. It is totally because I'm like, you know, it's time. It's time to be, you know, working on the content, the chess learning that I've always loved, and not allow myself, you know, to be pulled into these other conversations. So even like right now, you know, this is unnecessary. So focus on chess, a pure chess stream now, pure chess. You know, I'm not going to talk about people's lives or dogs or cats. You guys have all kinds of streamers for that, plenty of chat channels. But here it's going to be a chess-focused stream. So if you don't enjoy chess or learning about chess, probably not the place for you. All right. Meanwhile, c4 pawn is hit, b7 pawn is hit, and I can play the move, you know, bishop to c6, which I keep looking at. Question is, should I? I think so. Yeah, I actually think absolutely I should, so I'm going to go there. As I look around and consider moves, like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Alright, I really just want to be able to take this bishop, so pretty much saying at any cost I want that bishop right now, so. I also threatened a rook, so no reason to respond to that immediately, in my opinion, so I'm ignoring it. I'm saying, okay. Alright. This doesn't really threaten to take it, though, does it? Go this way instead. So it didn't, that's kind of weird. I'd really expected the rook to get captured there, but my opponent declined the piece, or the exchange rather, so whatever, I guess. It's interesting. Interesting choices were made, right? Alright. Bishop there, rook there. Got really good square control though, so maybe just decided it was better to keep the knight and enjoy the squares that the knight might have in the future. Alright, well, go after the knight again. I'd like to have that knight leave the board, so I'm going to encourage it once more to leave. And also now, look at that. That's good news. So this really bad bad pawn is now no longer on d6 where it's more harassable, right? So it's kind of nice. Okay, yeah, let's challenge the file. So, I mean, there's one wide open file, so both of us are going to fight over that to see who can maybe have that, you know, last word on that file. And the real important thing here is you don't necessarily want to be the one to start exchanges, right? Because whoever starts them is oftentimes left without the piece. Here I could like put my rook back over, but doing so is going to drop this pawn. So if I want to consider it, I got to push this pawn forward. So I'll do that first, guard c5, and now I'd have the option to take, shove my rook over, and then recapture and not drop a pawn, right? So that little subtle move there is very important. Very easy to lose pieces that way. I see players all the time in games when I'm analyzing them. You know, they quickly just play the rook over, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't see that. You know, I didn't see that thread or something." So yeah. All right. I want to create some luft here, so I want to have a square for my king to run away, and then I can consider if I want to let the queen in and go after my own pawns with like this move, or if I want to try to fight to hold some squares. I think I should fight to hold squares though, and try to keep my weaknesses as low as possible. A little bit tough to play here actually. All right, I guess I'll push the king up just to have two pawns get hit and give away a pawn maybe, but because he can actually double attack me here was what I thought was going to happen with both pawns getting threatened, but they went their own way with this. Okay, I guess queen up. And we'll see where this takes us next, I guess. Positions take so much patience. Very easy to make a big mistake or blunder here, you know? Very easy to not see something and be like, ah, that was rough. Yeah, he sets up a trap, but allows my queen to get the better diagonal. I was kind of hoping they would do that. Get this check, step out of the pin. I couldn't stay in the pin because this, well, I guess I could. I'd have to still have the check to release it, I guess, but just didn't seem like a good idea to stay in that pin, so I left. Yep, and those guys come off, all right. And now I just begin to, I think, make a little bit of progress, but we'll see. Also, time's on my side a little bit too. I've got almost a full minute ahead of this guy on time, so gotta protect this one. That's the big deal, right? And I got these two weaknesses actually. So how fast does that king come in? So I might need this move actually to keep the king out of e4. Notice he's got access. You know, just walks right in and takes that pawn. So I probably want to protect this. And unfortunately, that might bring the bishop back in, coming back here to attack these guys. So. So yeah, I'll have to play fast, you know, defensively in a moment or two. Although I do see that this check would pick up that one, so it's not like it's all over or anything. Just bishop can get active again and hit my pawns, right? So. All right, I was gonna play this check. Partly because the king is like so. Maybe I shouldn't play the check. Man, this is tough. It's like I want to, but I'm not sure I should. The king is really close to being mated in there, isn't he? He's just got like this. All right, I guess I'll go check and then play the bishop back here. And then it kind of comes down to if this is going to work out enough for white to get. I guess there's that idea too. Yeah, okay, well. Yeah, this seems like a nice way that white's found to play here. Bit of a race to get over to this pawn and also to try to control this square, I think is somewhat important. Nice moves by white though. Playing really well. I mean, this is a good game. Very, very nice game so far. That might be a sloppy one on my part. Although I can't take and take, right? There's always this and that possibly, so not anymore. There's not though. So now white might just be getting ahead, right? Sees the path here. Nice. Give one or try to protect both with this move. Pawn sack, bishop. All right. Maybe time my only chance here, really, as I look at this board. There he comes. Nice move. I'll resign. He played really well. He deserves the win. Good game. Nicely done. And I don't really care about the points in these websites anymore. I felt like when I was playing against you guys, there was like a pride factor, but the pride's gone, man. It's just about learning chess right now. Plus, my opponents a lot of them are having like 95 to 98% accuracy on these websites. And if they're 95 to 98% accurate, they're about 10 to 20% more accurate than anyone I've ever played in over the board. So if they're 10 to 20% higher than anyone I'm playing over the board in accuracy, probably means I'll be much more competitive when I go back to over the board. You know what I mean? Because they aren't likely to find those percentages. You know what I mean? That's just really, really strong chess. So they can find that against me, but I'm a little bit less concerned about it, I guess, in over the board. Just because it hasn't been there, you know? But who knows? Maybe in our return to play, maybe it's gone up quite a bit there as well. But it's amazing when you're not sitting by a computer, how much more human-like someone can play. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why that is, but some people, you get them away from a PC, and man, are they easy to beat. But you put them on a computer, and it's like, that's a pretty clever move. That's a pretty clever move. That's, you know what I mean? And then you get that same guy in a cafe somewhere, and you're like, dude, you just hung your queen, man. Like, you just left your piece on a square that's and so that knowledge that I now have as I look back over my games and all the studying I've been doing, it makes me a lot less like vulnerable emotionally to the losses. It's like, okay, not necessarily an engine, but perfect play is perfect play. I can accept the fact I lost the game. You know what I mean? It's easier to accept, I guess, is what I would say. So for yourself and your own mental health and stuff like that, definitely consider that your online rating, it's not like it was in the 90s when I first started where like it means so much. It's like, nah, man, like people are doing really dirty things online. So just expect to try to get better there. You'll occasionally beat a high-rated player that isn't, using assistance or whatever. But for the vast majority of your games, someone is going to be out there that's literally doing everything they can to play as unfairly as possible, and you'll just be the victim of that. So just try to, walk through that. I know, Gotham has some really cool things he's done. Now he's at 2600 though, so Gotham chess, he's gonna recognize it more than I even will while it's happening, right? And then he can do that humorous thing we saw on YouTube where Gotham will go in and look at their game and be like, this guy's playing awfully accurately. And when he said awfully accurate, the guy was like never below 90%, he said, right? He went out and found this guy, never below 90% accuracy. And then he starts playing a game with them. He loses the first game against him. His opponent made some pretty crazy moves, and he's talking about that. Loses the first game. Gotham chess loses the game against this guy. Game 2, middle of the game, while playing really, really well against Gotham, game cuts out all of a sudden. Gotham's like, what happened? Am I disconnected? What? He figures out this guy's account during the game gets banned. I'm like, that's awesome, Good job to Levy, for finding that. That's really that's kind of what chess needs right now. It needs those police that are out there like making sure that the games are a little bit more fair than they have been, right? So, and then we can get back to playing, human chess again, which is so much more fun, in my opinion. I mean, you guys might enjoy watching computers play, and if you're really, really big into that, the TCEC chess website, great place to watch computers battle each other. In fact, it might be one of the best places to watch computers battle each other if you haven't seen that type of thing yet. So I'm just playing human moves here. I'm just saying, hey, c6 looks weak. Not sure I should actually occupy it. It might be a totally wrong idea. I'm on the side of the board away from the king, but human-wise, the c6 square seems like a useful thing to control. So I'm heading over there. Hey, we got another raid coming in. Thank you so much for the raid. And we'll give a shout out there and back to the game, right? So trying to have as little as possible interrupt the games, but obviously when a friend comes in, you want to celebrate the raid. So good to see you and welcome raiders. Nice to see you guys. All right. I consider taking this way to have a d5 available for my knight. But the other capture actually keeps my pawns all together. So it's more of a question of like, is there somehow a benefit to like the knight going over here? And maybe there is. There's a knight here to take my knight. There's not a knight over here, right? So I'm actually gonna capture it this way, towards the center, give my knight a square to attack c7, and again with the idea this knight can't trade for me anymore. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We got a little bit of a raid there, and I'm always thankful for any raid that we get. And I'll still be raiding people as well when the stream's over, so. Let's see. If I don't take it, I feel like I should solidify with this move. Like just one extra guy watching over e4, realizing these rooks are kind of coming in right now. And then again, we should do that whole knight check thing too. I didn't do like knight checks in the other games, and they got forked, right? So you start saying like, what are all the squares the knights can go to? Are any of those squares like death to my pieces? And it's like, well, no, not in this situation. So just here, I guess. And yeah, good stuff. And I hope you guys are enjoying this new take on my stream. It's actually exactly what I did back in the early 2000s. So I used to have a blog spot where I taught and talked about chess, and oftentimes related to over-the-board chess games, and I really enjoyed that a lot. So now you guys are kind of seeing a similar thing happening here, just on Twitch instead. So enjoy, I guess, what I have to say about that, right? try to enjoy the games, and hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. I'm a little bit, well, actually a lot of it, a lot of it less interactive, right? So Twitch interactive, but Tuna somehow isn't quite as interactive. So, all right, we'll see where this game takes me next. So. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the tunes too. Again, this is Harris Heller. Harris Heller with all this wonderful music he's gotten for us. And feel free to check out my playlist there. He's got a lot of really good playlists though. In fact, they're all on my website too. I'll put that up for you guys so you can see that for a minute. I loaded in several of his playlists as well as ones that I made of him as well. So right here, you can see all these playlists back over here, right? There's a lot of them. It's he's got good music and it's all copyright free, royalty free, made for our streams. And right now, we're listening to this one that I just showed you guys, and we're on Startup. Startup's the name of the song if you're curious what it is that's playing. So, all right, back over to chess.com. So, I was going to take this guy now. If this capture, I have a rook into b7, and if this capture, there might be a really well-timed move like d6 later on. Maybe the knight even helps out with that to use that square, right? So, but it can also be used by the black knight as well. Could hop back and come in there. Oh, he takes this way. Oh, that's nice. But then his rook can get. Well, I guess it can't. I can. No, can't. I'm like can't. No, it's not. Queen up. Nice move though. Good idea to keep the pawns healthy. But you could have actually taken there, play the knight back, and then come into d6 as well. All right. So I played for this square. Another reason to move him is he's actually quite vulnerable. He's behind, you know, there's pawns there, but you can see maybe with like f5 and some other, just basically trying to get some kind of movement of that pawn, like I capture, they capture, and suddenly my knight is getting hit, and I'm like, oh no, you know. I imagine many of you have lost a knight in a similar situation before. Definitely not fun, right? So, gotta be careful. And the knight's also helping out, I guess, with this as well, guarding the a3 square against these rooks. So I want to help control a1. Queen to c3 has the exact same problem, right? If I go queen to c3, it kind of makes knight to f4 seem almost possible, right? Takes. Not saying they do it right there, but it just seems like there starts to be some kind of idea. All right, so this looks like maybe with the idea of queen to g5. Not positive on that though. I guess I could always meet it with that or this. This seems really bad though. If I have to push that pawn, it's not going well. Could play my bishop back too, and then play rook over. That doesn't seem right though. I feel like more of the queen down ideas seem better, but as I move my queen, this pawn becomes vulnerable, so that's gonna be my choice. So I'll play the queen back and be able to just cover these dark squares against the queen invasion. So. Even with the water, I'm getting tired. It's kind of weird. Usually water wakes me up pretty good. I have to get more water soon. Maybe some ideas now of like a rook moving over and getting tripled up to go over and fight up to that file. Yeah. Maybe up and then over. If I could control the file, that'd be really good for me. This this pawn, you know, only the queen really there to help guard it right now. That could be seriously good for me. So I'm just kind of beginning an attack with the idea that maybe this pawn will be the difference in the game, and then this guy can go forward and do what pawns do on the back rank, right? So happy pawn things. All right, over I go. It's like Red Rover, I send Rook right over, right? Here he comes. He's and I don't think I should respond to this. I think I just leave the pawns where they're at. I don't take that. I don't need to walk into some kind of knight forking queen and king. Just take over here and continue playing this game. And then we'll ship the next one over. Go after that same plan. Right now, the knight can come back here and defend. That is clear. Then I want to build up some kind of thing about these squares. I don't want the queen to come into my position. Bishop can come in, but I don't want the queen to come in. And can consider sacking there, but that's awfully wild of a move, right? Play against the sack at all, maybe. Does seem like there'd be some chance of cut. I'm gonna go back here. This is actually trying to respond to the idea of like a sacrifice trying to win. Like you can do that now, but more opportunities for a piece to help block the check. So. In fact, I'll pre-move the recapture in case that's what they're thinking about doing. And then assuming that doesn't happen, the next ideas would be ideas like my queen coming over and hitting this one. So he's going to kind of bounce back and forth between the two weaknesses. Let's just let's cover, like, kind of hit this. And now it's kind of like you're kind of saying to black, okay, you need to keep the queen by this guy, you got to keep the knight by this guy. You know, how do you, yeah, and so, but now we can begin to slowly improve. So we want to switch things around, get the bishop to take over some squares in the position, and just try to have that little bit extra maybe that allows us to come through here. Not clear it's going to happen yet, but we're just trying to work towards the goal of, hey, maybe something good could happen here, right? So. I can also consider moving the knight to different squares too, like there, coming in. You know, the knight doesn't necessarily have to stay where he's at either. But I do like him hitting c7 for now. So let's come up here. Water's gone. The well is dry. Gonna need more water. And I'm also, you might notice too, as I'm attacking, I'm really trying hard to keep these guys close to the king, so defensive resources are there. check, check if he takes, and then into here if he takes. He might not take though. He doesn't have to take there. Might want to though, because otherwise, maybe I'm winning some material, right? So if they have to take there, that'd be really bad for black, because then I'm going to come in, same attack as earlier we talked about. But still some chances with the sacrifice still looming. I don't think that's going to work very well. Bishop, pawn. Yeah, this is one of those things where it's just unfortunate that the move that tries to save the game one way gives the game a different way, right? Because I can actually just take here now, and that pawn is that's like, you know, that's like good game. Like this guy is nothing in comparison. So we just go back, push and win, right? So, and the king's actually on a square where it's actually gonna be check as well. Yeah, cool. So not the most exciting game. Definitely in the way I've played games in the past. So back over to this playlist, and I'll be right back, guys. So let me get some water. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Nice to have you here if you're staying around, and understand if you need to leave. So see you guys soon. Okay, cool. Nice. So we left off here and get another game going. Hope you guys enjoying this play mix. Where are we on now? I hate Mondays. Nice. Alright. Fire up another game and we'll get back over once the game begins. Alright. Carl Khan's been scoring a little bit worse than I'd like it to on stream, so I think I'm going to try this. Try mixing it up a little bit. A little bit of a perk, right? I also played the Modern a lot on stream too, but we'll see where this takes us. I expect this a lot. So making it so when E5 comes, I can actually retreat. Didn't do it immediately though. All right, well now I'm gonna go back on my own. So when this guy goes, I get more choices. And I'll put this guy forward now. So now E5, D5, right? So maybe a slight improvement there for us. You can also play B5 earlier too. I didn't play that yet, but another move you could consider playing. And I haven't castled either. You want to wait, just like in the Modern, you want to wait a while to castle because you might find your king side is like completely decimated. And maybe you don't want to castle into the new one. Alright. Okay, so pawn up, pawn. Break that open. Back to d6, I guess. It's like they're playing like the game is just really simple is what I would say. Maybe pawn takes first. Bishop here might actually be a good idea. Let's do this. Let's take and then play the bishop here. And the idea is we're hitting this bishop, which will get us back to our pawn to protect it. So, gotta come up with some clever moves sometimes. These guys play really well. Yeah, and he's got double attack there, so I'm gonna go ahead and resign. I think I got busted up pretty good there. I don't think I'm gonna do anything after that. That's pretty good. Double attack. I didn't see the bishop helping out. Nice game. Yeah, and you're yeah. Next game, right? Chess Master. That's always fun. Knight to F3. A lot to decide on that one. It's a little bit to think about there, for sure. So I got two pawns that are hit. We're still carding d7. I'm actually, even before we take a pawn, want to play this move just to control. Can defend it though, right? If I don't take it right now. But I don't think I'm going to let the rook in. I'm just going to play over here first. It seems like really sloppy to let that rook come into d7 and do some damage, right? So. maybe that gives a way to save the pawn, but also limits the scope of the bishop. All right, here we are. Seems tempting to get these guys going and have that kind of stuff behind it, but we don't have to push them right away. It's nice to have them going forward. Into that, I'll push it, I guess. I mean, of course. Trying to use the placement of pieces now. So the knight probably wants to come into d4, but putting my knight here, I end up threatening a pawn, so makes it at least a little bit more of a choice whether to come in there, and it does in fact go in right away. Attacking c6 and my interesting. Knight. It is a chess master allowing it, so maybe worth considering. It's like good, right? I guess I'll drop back. My own pawn's starting, right? So nice. I resigned. Nice job. A pawn's gonna go in with it the game. Nicely done. Well played, Chessmaster. Sometimes they beat me, sometimes they don't. I don't usually look too much at the titles, though. I've had non-titled players play even more accurately than the titled guys half the time, which is weird, but it's probably partly because the titled guys have gotten their title in slow chess, so there's always a chance that people that just play fast online are going to hang with them, or even better, possibly from like all the experience of Blitz, right? The speed at which they play, making up for the maybe a slight inaccuracy. Although, like I said, some of these guys 98% or higher, so you're like, well, 98% is awfully good. But there's lots of reasons for that too. If you're making worse moves, they talked about that too. How if you're making accurate moves, like if you're like in the 60% and below areas, and then they're playing 98 against you, well, it's because you're making bad moves. You're allowing that 98% to happen more often. Chess is such an interesting game. There's so many like psychological and other things that happen in the game of chess, right? It's so tough in general. I'm just going to look over it. This is similar to the game that I played a little while ago. This pawn can be very weak, so it's kind of okay to let this happen this way because of how weak this pawn ends up being. I always kind of peek around too, so like a big mistake you could potentially make here is if you took and maybe you had a pawn on e4 and your knight was on king was on h2, they have like a check to maybe get your king. So always watch out for this knight movement with the bishop coming out if you're going to take with the queen. I am considering taking with the queen, mostly because like queen and then bishop seem like a nice combination of moves to play versus knight takes. Normally I'd want the knight to take if like b5 was available, like if they pushed a5 and I had b5 for the knight to come in and attack this, but I kind of want to start putting pressure on that pawn. So, and like I said, I'm just looking to make sure this isn't anything along the way, or even this, I guess. But you make enough blunders, you're like, why did I make that move again? You gotta be careful, right? So, all right, knight goes up, threatens a fork. Look at that. So we saw that in the game against the FM. He got a very similar square, came in, forked me, and I'm like, So if I make the most natural move, attacking the pawn, I get forked, and I'm like, yuck, right? So this rook really isn't doing anything here. I'm going to bring him up just to cover that square. And then hopefully have another move after that, right? But now that gives him time to do stuff and expose the queen on my, bishop on my queen rather, so. Alright, I'm going to go here now, so hitting this. And I'm expecting that move to guard the pawn and attack my queen at the same time. Can probably win the c4 pawn actually. Maybe. Yeah, that'll win c4. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this night of chess, as there'll be many, many, many more. Goes that way instead. Similar idea, still wins the pawn, this looks slightly more active. Well, since I'm probably going to lose the game anyway. No, it doesn't work. I was trying to make another move work, but doesn't. I guess I play queen takes bishop first and then do my idea. Let's do it. Let's just play for active pieces and just have some fun here. Rather than just like resigning in the game, let's try to have some fun. Just trade for a couple pieces and keep playing. I think this is 2 minor pieces for a queen, it looks like, so it's kind of a fun way to play. Not necessarily going to win this one. I don't think I would have much chance of winning this one, but it just seems kind of fun. There's nice imbalance going on, and you know, it's always kind of fun when those things happen. But it seemed like more fun than just like, you know, playing obvious moves and being horribly behind. So it's like, all right, let's play this way and be behind a different way. Oh, my water's upstairs. Just remember my water's upstairs, guys. I probably should get that in a minute. Alright. I think I'll pin this a different way. I'll go get some water real quick. Be right back.
You don't know these streets like we do. 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 Like we do.
That's not gonna help me out against this guy getting threatened, is it? Which just goes there. Alright. I have my doubts about this stuff working out for me, but I'm gonna try. Expected that move. Just like makes too much sense, right? Does seem pretty crippling here, doesn't it? Yeah, good game. That was a fun one though. I used to play down for a little while and try to make it fun at the end there, so good stuff. Nicely done. Definitely got a lot of games to go back and look at later. It's been fun though. I always have loved chess, you know? Win or lose, it's one of the best games on earth, right? Gotta be. And now once I get under, well, I'm not under there yet. I thought for sure I went under 2,000 there, but I guess not. I'll try to play a little more wildly, fill different openings and stuff, and kind of mix it up a little bit. Man, this reminds me of a game, yeah, years and years and years and years and years ago, I saw these really strong guys with knights like this to begin the game. I was like, how did that happen? And then here I am with the same thing happening, right? So I remember thinking, like, that was kind of cool, you know? Like, how'd he get his knights there? Seemed very active. Takes H3, so kind of sack in the future, I guess. Feels that way. Probably the best move. Just keep all the pieces active and attacking everything, right? So wanted to trade this guy off, right? But I can't do that either. I gotta go this way. I just saw if I go there, it just takes there, and I'm like, oh, that didn't work, you know? Instantly destroyed with that move, so. Threatens the check. That set is important. I can't just play D3, right? Yeah. Where's my dark square covering piece, right? That isn't the king. But I guess I'll put the king up and go on from there, I guess. Kind of scary, but seems like a better idea than letting the knight check me and win my queen. Like choices, right? The bishops are active though. I mean, that's kind of nice. Like these guys, and always nice to have active bishops, I guess. All right, so now he threatens check. It's a similar idea. Now he's threatening this check to get the queen if I take right away. I'm gonna take this guy, not take that guy first. Dang it. I'm gonna do knight up, I guess. Maybe knight here. Cover the check square and then be able to take this guy. Oh, my reaction to this. And that bishop. Okay. Whole playlist is Hair Seller. I like that a lot. move. And it's been all this time preparing this for nothing. It's like, alright, back here. Both have their issues, I guess. I'll choose this one. Choose between the badness there. Which one is this? Oh, it's the first song on there. Yeah, Shingu. Shingu's good. I like this song a lot too. This move is pretty killer with where my king was, so. Alright, well, that got kind of exciting at the end, but put some thought into it and made extra winning the game, right? So let's try F4 again. Still trying to make this thing work. To grab the bishop to put it there, and it wasn't available because the pawn wasn't forward yet. So now I can go there. Different game. Bishop did not come to F5. Maybe that'll be helpful. Start taking notice of these different things in the games, right? Because many games now where that bishop has come into F5. Lots of play for black, it seemed like, behind it, right? First and then drop him down. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still learning this opening, so it's always been many games where I've wondered what the best move is, and eventually I'll figure this thing out. Seems exciting. If it's wrong, it's at least exciting, right? I mean, Like I keep saying, Goth Girl always pulls this stuff off on me. So it's like, can't this be good once? I'm gonna try this and then this. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, the queen's already, the queen's already guarding that. Man, I guess this guy's still weak though. I don't hate my decision. And even this way would be bad, right? Because the knight, it's not the worst idea I've ever had. I've had worse moves show up on the board, I guess, right? Yeah, I should go to bed soon. I don't know. I'm getting tired, and tomorrow should be a really good stream. Get start a little bit earlier tomorrow, maybe. So should be fun. Go for the gusto, right? Just keep sacking pieces every move. It's like, wait, what? Alright. Dust settles and maybe black a bit ahead here, right? This move. Or at least, you know, a situation where like a draw seems very possible, right? But they played so well, I doubt they want to draw here. It's like they want to, and there's lots of weak pawns, right? So with weak pawns everywhere, tempting to keep attacking. Yeah, this looks pretty cut and dry, doesn't it? Yeah, good game. Nicely done. Just check and take right. He's in the driver's seat there. Nice. Good game. At least I had some fun moves, and I can go back and look at that game for improvements, right? So they were just equalizing or worse moves. You know what I mean? Not the fun tactics that actually help you win the game. Just kind of fun to play. Usually I push e5. It's kind of a different way to play this, I guess. The queen. Let's look and see if it's the queen before I actually make the move. I think she does not have any squares. I think this square is the knight, so knight has that one. Pawn. If we look, take our time. We'll let him see if he's figured it out on his own here. Threatens that one. Threatens that one. Threatens that one. Seeming pretty good, guys. So knight to c3. And that queen's got nowhere to go, right? Queen is caught on a4. That's a fun game. Didn't see that the knight could capture, I guess. Not a square. That was a fun one. Definitely enjoyed that. French defense. Can be strong. No. Only strong. That was a weird way to play. Usually don't see the pawn. Usually e5, bishop b4, e5, and then we go into Winterar. Winterar variation of the French. But well, if you don't want to play me, we'll just go ahead and take this guy off the list, right? So we can make it so you don't have to play me again if that's a problem. You know what? Maybe one more. We'll play one more, and I'll call it good. Definitely a good stream, though. 2 big raids. That was really nice. We had Olapal's come in with a raid. Thank you so much for that. And TKBTSXU. Thank you for that raid as well. I wonder. Think about kinds of moves I can play there, but decided to go safe. I remember like, something I played a long time ago, but it's not coming back to me, so I'm playing this instead. I was like, how was that played again? It's been a while. Alright. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And like I said, this is probably the last game of the stream, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, you know? Take there first, okay. So a bit of a chance for me to go wrong there, by the way. If I don't take back immediately, if I do this instead, check or check, right? And then it's bad either way, so that's why I captured there first. Alright. Well, let's put this pawn forward and kind of sit on the position. Just say, okay, this is enough for now, and we'll keep playing from here. If I had like all the time in the world, like this to this to this would be nice. That seems like a lot of time. Maybe I'll go here. This and this seems good. Here to here. Just trying to improve my, one of my worst pieces. This knight on d7, not really doing too much, right? So knight goes in, queen. We don't mind this exchange. I mean, white's making a lot of moves to do it for starters. What a fun day. A lot of games today. Begin to run immediately. This is they're coming hot and fast, right? So because they're coming so fast, it's time to play a little bit of defensive action, right? So kind of just trying to tie pieces down a little bit, threaten some stuff, you know. And then also my king gets a nice little jaunt over to the king side where it'll be much, much safer than the queen side. So just up, down, right, up, down. He can't move like a knight. Wish he could. Man, imagine that defensive move. Like, oh, let's put the king over here. That'd be that'd be pretty amazing, right? If you're able to do that, it'd be like, well, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, a little bit more comfort here, so. And the knight's still threatened with check as well, so that's like a, you know, queen moves here, uh-oh, scary, and then it's like, no, 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 not so scary. Yeah, so evaluate the threat level, right? I think I'm just gonna do, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work yet. I need the queen to actually try to come in. I guess I'll go here. I'll just go here and try to play like rook e6 and start fighting against the squares. Like, we just don't want to allow invasion, right? Any invasionary square would be horrible for me to allow, but if we control those, game seems kind of simple. Who should we raid tonight? That's a good question, right? Let's see who's out there. Knight takes. I can just take the knight, but I'll look back at that in a second. We can raid... Oh my gosh, will Squirrely be live when I go live? That'd be cool. Seems like I can just block the check. Guarded by my pawn. Block it again and then walk down, right? Yeah, now we're good. That was the big deal. Once we get that, we're great. Check and check would be really good, right? But yeah, we'll head over to Squirrely as soon as this thing's over. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Got to play an FM tonight, which is pretty cool. My good buddy Seth Homa, and you guys saw that in the prior stream tonight before I put that up on YouTube. And then of course this game was a follow-up, right? Okay, so they're saying, hey, what about this move? And I'm like, okay, let's just guard f6 from the other direction, attack the rook. And now it gets ugly. We play the check, we take, and although maybe he tries for some kind of draw with this, I don't think he's got it though. Yeah, the queen can even block, we're fine. Yeah, he resigns. All right, cool. So yeah, we're off to see one of my good buddies, Squirrely, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for that follow as well, and we'll see you next time, guys. So let's raid Squirrely. And I should probably go back to my raid screen, right? So let's take you through this. We'll just go right in the raid screen, that's fine. So there's getting ready to raid somebody, Squirrely, my good friend, and off we go. Wonderful community we have here on Twitch. Unfortunately for me, my community got a little bit toxic, and so I moved into this new thing where I've got YouTube content on Twitch. So you guys will see me teach chess each night, uninterrupted, no questions, nothing answered by you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy that format. A little bit different, I understand, than other streamers, but should be a good time. So, and I can't wait to see you again. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye, guys.